Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing good. And today, I like to also welcome not only our old members, but also the new members to this channel. And please, if you're new to this channel, hit the share, subscribe, and like button, and also hit the bell icon for getting notified for more such videos that I typically make around EDI, Sterling integrator, cloud technologies, cloud native managed file transfer, things like that, right? And also do let me know in your comment section if you are really interested in any new such topics that you would like me to kind of cover. Even if I'm not an expert in certain areas, I will definitely try to see if I can learn that based on my experience and be able to at least deliver some valuable sessions for all of you who are spending time to watch these videos. And I want this to be useful for your career and your day to day job in your EDI roles. With that, let's get started. So, in today's video, I wanted to take a very long running discussions, debate, whatever you say around the topic of EDI or electronic data interchange versus API, application programming interface, right? It's always been a challenge to uh, debate in respect to which one is better and which one isn't, right? There's no good answer to that. In general, I can say both has its pros and cons, right? uh, at one point I remember, if like few years before that, when API was very popular, there was a discussion of like API is going to replace EDI, which a lot of industry experts mentioned that it's not going to happen, and it really actually has proven true. As of today, EDI is still there, okay, and there are a lot of big companies still using EDI for their message transfers, and API is also popular. So it's basically complementing each other rather than replacing each other, right? Now, with that, let me share my screen and let's get started. Okay. All right. So, electronic data interchange or EDI and application programming interfaces or API are actually both essential technologies for any business to business data exchange or business to consumer data exchange, but they actually differ significantly in their approach, their capabilities, and ideal use cases. So, what is EDI? Let's first talk about that. EDI is a long standing technology which has been used for more than 50 years as of today, and it is designed to exchange structured business documents such as purchase orders, invoices, and shipping notices between trading partners in a standardized format. So, what I mean to say is EDI systems automate the transfer of bulk data, typically operating in batch mode, which means that the data is collected, stored, and transmitted at scheduled intervals. What is an API on the other side? APIs are modern interfaces that allow different software applications to communicate in real time. APIs are commonly used in cloud based and software as a service or SaaS environments, which enables direct synchronous data exchange and integration with back-end business systems. So unlike EDI, APIs are not bound by rigid industry standards, offering more flexibility and faster data transmission. All right. Now, if you look into this presentation, I have mentioned in the first column the different features, and in respect to EDI and API, what are the features that EDI provides and what are the features that API provide, right? So, for example, the first one, as I mentioned, in respect to communication, EDI is more of batch or asynchronous, right? Whereas APIs are more real time or synchronous in nature. From a data handling standpoint, EDI transactions are much more suited for large structured data sets because we know in EDI there are formats like EDIFACT, X12, Tradercom, right? Rosetta Net, all those kind of things. Whereas in respect to API, there is based for real time and smaller data transactions, right? Now, what kind of messages format? Typically, APIs can handle JSON, XML, right? Those kind of. In respect to standards, they are very strict when it comes to EDI. It's industry specific, as I mentioned, X12, EDIFACT. Whereas in API, there's no universal standard. It's more of a flexible, right? From a security standpoint, EDI is like its security is high with robust compliance features. Like we all know about AS2s, FTPS, SFTP, and all that, right? Whereas in API, it varies. Like it may not always meet strict compliance, right? From an integration standpoint, EDI like implementations are more complex but mature and widely adopted, mostly in big companies, right? Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies, which are there for a long time. Whereas in APIs, integrations are much more easier, right? And it is especially relevant for new applications. If I talk about uh, onboarding trading partners on EDI platform is fast for pre-connected partners. Like let's say you already have an existing connection with the trading partner for a particular message transfer. Now you have to just add another message format to that existing like existing partner is very easy, right? Whereas from an API standpoint, it requires custom data layer for each integration. So for each integration, if it is a like HTTPS based, right, API is a more real time. You might have to like tweak into the HTTP headers, HTTP body, how you are passing all that. So there is some customization needed, and it needs little more time, right? From a cost model, EDI is usually like by data volume, like how many kilobyte character size, whereas in APIs it's more of like number of transactions or documents that you are sending or receiving. If I talk about use cases, EDI transactions are more relevant in wholesale, logistics, complex B2B transactions, whereas in API, okay, they are more relevant in respect to e-commerce, right? Or direct to consumer, D2C, cloud systems. They're more relevant over there, which are more modern in nature. Validation, how do you validate when it comes to EDI? They are more built in, right? You have different HIPAA level compliance if it are talking about healthcare transactions, right? If you're talking about any other, like you, it's more of a built-in, like it checks the, like you have the EDI compliance checks, right? Like let's say if you're developing a business process or you are validating the EDI incoming files as well, installing integrated. There are a lot of inbuilt checks that happens to just reject a document because it is not following a certain specific format, and the validation is failing, right? There is a lot of those kind of inbuilt validations, but it is not real time. Whereas in API, it's more of like real time validation, right? That's possible. So having said that, I hope like on a high level, you were able to understand the key differences between ADI and API. Now, if I talk about like the pros and cons, right? From a EDI standpoint, the pros are it's more industry-wide adopted, right? Especially in logistics and retail. It's more highly secure and compliant in nature. It's efficient for bulk, like repetitive transactions. The cons are it definitely lacks in respect to real-time capabilities, right? Each new partner transaction time requires a new setup, and also it's less flexible for modern dynamic integrations, right? Whereas in from API standpoint, the pros are it enables real-time direct data exchange. It's flexible and easier to integrate with modern software. It also supports real-time validation and error handling. Whereas the cons of APIs is less standardized, which can complicate the multi-partner integration. It may require additional security and compliance measures for sensitive data, and it's not ideal for very large batch-oriented data exchange, right? So Now, the question that you would probably ask me is then when to use EDI or API or both? Now, very simplistic nature, if I have to say like if I have to say first, it depends, right? It depends upon the use cases. But in general, like the general guidelines say EDI is ideal for already established high volume trading relationships where batch processing and strict compliance are required. For example, wholesale orders, logistics, supply chain management, right? Whereas API is best for scenarios like that requires real-time updates, such as e-commerce, inventory visibility, or direct-to-consumer order processing. Now, when you would need both, there is definitely a hybrid approach where many organizations now use both technologies together, like EDI for legacy or bulk transactions or batch transactions, whereas APIs for real-time needs, which helps them maximize the efficiency and also the flexibility across their different business networks, right? So, in summary, as I mentioned earlier, EDI and API are not mutually exclusive, right? They cannot replace each other, but they're complementary tools for B2B integration. EDI excels in secure standardized batch data exchange, while APIs offer speed, flexibility, real-time capabilities for modern business needs. So the optimal choice depends on your specific business requirements, trading partner capabilities, and also the desired integration outcomes. I hope this like video will help you understand the differences and pros and cons of EDI versus API and would help you in your day-to-day job when you have to decide which one is the right approach, right, for any specific use cases or any specific project. So with that, I'm gonna like end today's video. Those who are new to my channel, again, a very warm welcome. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button and also hit the bell icon for getting notified. And I'll see you everyone in next video. Thank you.